Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, I'm Yulis Rahmawati. I'm from Majapahit Islamic University. I want to tell you about the use of show and tell method in teaching vocabulary at the second year student of junior high school to Kemalagi Mojokerto Regency. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, and Chapter 3. Chapter 1, Introduction, Background of Study, Problem Statement, and Purpose. Background of study, lack of interest, self-confidence, motivation, teacher, and environment are factors that hamper students to master English vocabulary. Allen, 1999. Show and tell is the new method combines natural language parsing method with user interaction and use this to create an intelligent user interface. Gordon M. and Harold D. 2000. Show and tell method is a good and new method for helping the teaching and learning process. It can improve student intelligence in vocabulary by translating the material. Problem statement. Based on the research problem that have been stated previously, the researchers formulate research question as follows. How do students respond to using the show and tell method to learn English? What are the advantages and challenges of using the show and tell method to learn English? Purpose of the research. The focus of the research is to find out to what extent the show and tell method increases the vocabulary of second grade students. For learning English include the advantage of using the show and tell method and the challenges of using the show and tell method for learning English that students face. Chapter 2, Theoretical Framework. Definition of vocabulary. Vocabulary is a group of words that contains meaning, while according to Mubaba 2005 said that vocabulary as the concept and function word of language which are so thoroughly that become a part of a child's understanding, speaking, reading, and writing. Vocabulary is the word having meaning when heard or seen, even though not processed by the individual himself to communicate with others. According to Brown, 2004, that vocabulary is the content and functions words of language which are learned through by that they become a part of the child's understanding, speaking, reading, and writing. Second, vocabulary is words having meaning when heard or seen, even though the individual produce it when communicating with others. Types of vocabulary. Harmer, 1991, distinguished two types of vocabulary. There are active vocabulary. It refers to vocabulary that students have been taught or learned and them expect to able to use. Passive vocabulary. It refers to vocabulary that might not able to produce. Good. 2005 divided vocabulary into four parts. Namely, oral vocabulary consists of words actively used in speech that comes readily to the tongue of the one's conversation. Writing vocabulary is talk of words that becomes readily to one's finger vocabulary. It's commonly used in writing. Listening vocabulary is talk of words which a person can understand when hear it. Reading vocabulary is the words where the people can recognize when they find it in written material. Scale 2004 classified vocabulary into three types, namely active vocabulary. The words are customarily used in speaking. Reserve vocabulary, the words we know but we are rarely use them in ordinary speech. We use them in writing, letter, and searching for synonym. Passive vocabulary, the words are recognized vaguely too, but we are sure of the meaning, never use them in either speech or writing. We just know them because we see them before. According to Linguist Leggett, 2001 point out there are two types of vocabulary. One, passive recognition vocabulary, which is made of the words one recognizes in the context of reading material, but he does not actually use himself. Active vocabulary, which consists of working words, is used daily in writing and speaking. The gap to obtain data, the author uses quantitative data collection techniques. The author uses a questionnaire technique as the main technique and then process with class observation to check the validity. Data collection aims to obtain information related to the question posed in Chapter 1, Questionnaire Observation. Chapter 3, Research Methodology. A research setting. The research was conducted at Junior High School Tukamlaki, which is located at Majapahit Kamlaki, Mojokerto. This school was founded in 2021. In this school, there are two curriculums, namely K30 and independent curriculum. This English course is only twice a week with an allocation of 80 minutes per meeting. B. Research participant. In conducting research, the process of selecting individuals who will participate in the research is very important. In selecting research participants, the researcher uses purposive sampling techniques. In purposive sampling, research are deliberately subjective in select of respondents and how they can influence in research as a way to check validity. Harding 2013. The author asked for recommendation to the English teacher of Junior High School to Kamlaki in selecting research participant. Research method. The design of this research was quasi-experimental design with experimental and control case. One group was treated as the experimental case and another group was treated as the control case. In experimental case, researchers would apply show and tell as method in teaching, while in control class use conventional teaching method. Technique of data collection. Data collection techniques describe the methods used by researchers to collect data. Related to the research focus in this study, will use a questionnaire instrument to obtain data. Okay, let's say wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.